So let's bring in Andy McCarthy, former assistant U.S. attorney and Fox News contributor. Andy, it's tough to keep track of all the different legal proceedings that are going on around the former President Trump. He feels obviously strongly about this one. He's in court on days when he doesn't necessarily have to be there and making the kind of statements that we just saw. There's no jury in this courtroom. So how does this play out, and how soon do you expect the judge is going to make a ruling on what kind of penalties he's going to employ here, Andy?
Well, it looks, Martha, like the evidence is going to wrap up with President Trump's testimony next week. I think that's going to happen Monday. I doubt there'll be much in the way of rebuttal from the prosecutors, or I should say from the Attorney General's office, because this is a civil case. And look, as you just outlined it, it's quite clear that Judge Engoron is going to find against Trump because he's already found against Trump, right? He made that finding on the main charge before it even started. This phase is about how much he lets Letitia James run up the score in a case where she claims there's massive fraud, except there's no fraud victims. And it's the first case I have ever seen of where, there's massive fraud, but nobody who's the victim of the fraud is in court demanding to be compensated for that. So it's very strange. She's looking for $250 million. I imagine Engoron will give her a good chunk of that. But the signal I take from what we're hearing from the appellate court, which basically froze the ability of the lower court to actually start seizing Trump's assets and reaffirm that in the last day or so, that indicates to me that they're going to put a freeze on all of this, and it'll work itself out legally on appeal. So Engoron will rule against him, but that's just round one.
Yeah, Engoron, once again, sort of enjoying the cameras in the courtroom. He said, I don't know why, but apparently there are members of the press who want to take some photographs. Now the rest of us know where we stand in life. I mean, it seems kind of like silliness from a judge, doesn't it, Andy?
It does, but you have to remember, Martha, I've said this about the New York system before. This is a political system that's just masqueraded as a legal system. These are all elected progressive Democrats doing, I think, what's expected of them.
I mean, it's
so
pretty
Tish
bizarre.
James,
Letitia James says that the family was enriched by this financial fraud. It seems like it's difficult to draw a line from one of these to the other, Andy, in terms of what has been demonstrated in this courtroom. But what do you think the likely penalty is? Is there any way to guess right now what he's going to do?
Well, I think he's going to give a very big chunk of the $250 million she's looking for. And he's already indicated that he wants to strip him of his certificates of doing business. So I think he'll give maximal relief to her, because I think this is a very political exercise, and that's what his job is in it.
I mean, it really makes you wonder.
And then what happens in New York is it'll go to the appeals courts, where you get more legal proceeding and less political shenanigans, and I imagine there'll be a big shave of it there.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Andy. I want to just make sure I get this in. This was the former President Trump today talking about the impact. The economy is in tough shape here in New York, and he says, look, businesses are keeping it, they're watching what's going on here. Watch this.
Businesses are watching this case. No business will move back into New York. No business will, frankly, stay in New York. A lot of businesses are talking about leaving New York because of this action. This is a very serious action because it's a Marxist type of or form of trying to steal your business, trying to take your money away from you that you worked for many, many years.
He says they're trying to take the money away from businesses and called it a Marxist type of reform in terms of how business is done in New York. Thought on that, Andy, before I let you go.
Well, if he weren't their political opponent, they wouldn't have come after him, and they're trying to put him out of business with no victims. If they can do it to him, they can do it to anyone.
Yep. We'll be watching on Monday for that testimony, and we hope we'll see you again then. Andy, thank you very much.
Thanks, Martha.
Always good to
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.